Well, here we are. Maybe a group of some jigs here or something, just to kind of warm things up, yeah.
Hello everyone, Mary Janet here from Tunes and Wooden Spoons, and how wonderful it is to be here today with Richard Wood. And I hope you're going to enjoy this, and whether you're watching on the replay a little later, you're still going to get the good stuff. So anyway, we're going to pop over here, and I'll get Richard over here to join me, and I want you to have a look at our aprons that Richard brought.
Well, there you go, eh? This is pretty cool. Wow.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Look at that. Cooking tunes. Richard Wood. How about that? So Richard, thanks so much for coming.
Well, this is an absolute honor and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Oh my
Look,
God.
we go back a long way.
A long time.
I remember you like this, and you're growing up, and
Yeah,
look at you now. It's
wow.
just amazing, the history. And we'll hear more about Richard and his music legacy here a little later. But we're going to get cooking with Richard Wood here. And Richard, I had called out to Richard and I said, are you a sweet guy or are you a savory guy? So that would depend on what I would make. Mm-hmm. And so he said he was sweet, and he is sweet. So we decided to make a dessert that our family absolutely loves, and it's called Hot Fudge Sundae Cake. And that recipe is in my very first book. And there is a similar recipe in the third book. If you have Come In the Kettles On, you'll find a similar recipe, and it's called, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a featured grandma called Pauline Chisholm from the mainland in Nova Scotia, and she makes a very similar one. And I thought, well, we're going to have ice cream with that. Well, why not make the ice cream, right?
Perfect.
Why not?
Perfect.
And it's silly easy. That's how easy it is. Just 3 ingredients, and it's all over the internet, so it's not something that it's brand new, whatever. So I made some last night and I put it in the freezer, but we're going to actually make it here today, and I'll put it in the freezer. But when we're having our dessert, when it comes out of the oven, we'll have a scoop of what I made last night.
Perfect. Yeah,
how's that?
That sounds fabulous.
So my oven is set to 350, and we're ready to get on track here. And I'm just saying hello to everybody. All you wonderful people, Dean Bonner, yes, Alice Waters, hi guys. I'm going to turn this down, and Richard, I'm going to tell Richard what to do. How about that?
Beautiful. That sounds fantastic.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to pull this a little closer. I'm going to, and there's Faye. Hi there, Faye.
My beautiful Faye. Yeah.
Yes, his beautiful Faye is
beautiful
joining in, and their son Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this. You can see the bowl clearly.
Perfect.
Okay, Richard, I'm gonna get you to put this 1 cup of flour right in here,
Okay.
and just right in the bowl,
Okay. Perfect.
and 3/4 cups of white sugar,
That's fantastic.
and the 2 tablespoons of cocoa.
Some cocoa. That's beautiful. All right.
You're doing fantastic.
Super.
By the way.
It's all good.
A little bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just throw it in there,
Perfect.
and yeah, it'll be stuck a little bit there.
Perfect. There we go.
And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So we'll put that in there.
All
Look,
right.
do you cook at home?
We do. I mean, some stuff. I'm more like a stir fry.
Yes.
I'm really good with, especially with like scallops and that kind of
Yes.
cooking with vegetables, which is really kind of a thing that I really love too. Faye is incredible. She's an amazing cook with chicken
Yes.
cordon bleu and amazing
Wow.
chilies and recently we've just away from speaking this time of year when keeping healthy and
Yes.
you're touring a lot and performing a lot. We've got one of those blenders, but it's like almost like the thing could grind up gravel. It's one of those high-powered.
Yes.
So of course we throw in broccoli, and she made an amazing Brussels sprouts and onion and garlic, and it really makes like a beautiful soup, really thick and but
Hearty.
good, hearty just for the immune system. And when you're going to be performing, like I said, touring a lot, it's good to try and keep healthy on the road so you don't get worn down and sick. And
Yes,
yeah,
and this time of the year,
yeah.
it's around. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep on going with this. Just
Yeah.
hold on a second, and we'll just get you to give that a little stir.
Okay, sure.
So he answers my question. Does Richard Wood know how to cook or bake?
The baking, not
so much.
so much. No,
So
no.
you're
but
here taking lessons.
I
Is
am
that
taking
it?
lessons. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. Is this just all coming together? Or is that?
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all we have to do.
Yeah.
Squash any little cocoa bumps that are in there, but basically, we're good. We're good. All right. And we're going to get you to put that over onto this on the side there.
Okay. Very good.
So we're going to get the wet ingredients ready. So there's a 1/2 cup of milk here. Oh, hold on. That we'll put that on silent. It's my husband's phone. He forgets to take his cell phone with him. And 2 tablespoons of oil.
Okay.
And a teaspoon of vanilla. We'll just guess at that.
Sure.
That looked like about
That
a
looks
teaspoon.
about right. Yeah.
And I suppose we could give that a little stir.
Okay. Perfect.
And you're going to pour it right in here.
Okay.
This is a really easy dessert, And it's best made, say if you're having company and you're having a lighter supper and you want to have dessert. And if you love chocolate, this is a great option for a treat every now and again. And it's just like basically it's a brownie, pretty much. But there's not a lot of cocoa in it, and it's fine. Okay, so we're going to throw that right into the pan.
Okay.
And don't have to grease the pan at all, because this is a self-saucing dessert. We're going to be pouring the hottest like tap water when we mix the topping.
Right.
Okay. And then we'll get down to business. While it's baking in the oven, we're going to mix up the ice cream.
Fantastic.
And then we're going to hear some more music from Richard, and then we want to talk about his life in music, which has been amazing. And lots of good things, exciting things coming up for you as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of amazing things. I mean, and you know, it's I've been, you know, so very blessed to be able to do this and as my livelihood.
If you're,
and
yes,
to make
right.
a living. And I mean, it's you know, it's one of those things from you don't. I never really set out on that path, but it's amazing how things kind of.
It just kind of fell into place for you, right?
Yeah.
As musicians do, and it was just the right timing, I think, too.
Yeah.
At your age, and when everybody was coming up there, there was a real rejuvenation of the love of fiddle, right?
There was, absolutely.
And he's an incredible dancer. I don't know if we'll see that today, but we just so you know.
For the future, yeah.
For the future down the road. When you see him in concert, I bet you'll see a little bit of that. So all this is in here is, it's a cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of cocoa. And I'm just going to, I could have a bigger bowl here, but look, we're just going to do this. I had to save my best bowl for the ice cream, the 2 that I would normally use. But this is basically all you do is just mix this until it's all incorporated. And we're going to sprinkle it over that. And I'm going to get you to just shake it all over the top of the batter. Okay. And I'll go get the hot water that is over the top. I just pour it over the top and put it in the oven for 40 minutes.
And do you leave it with kind of, or does it smooth it, this kind of smoothed out? Or kind of leave it?
What you're going to do is you're going to shake this all over the batter.
Okay.
That's it. And then you just loosely pour the hot water over. You don't give it a stir. You don't mix it in. You just leave it. And you carefully walk over to the oven and pray to heaven you don't spill the water. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. And if there's little lumps of brown sugar, that's absolutely fine. So basically, Richard, I'm just going to get you to do that. Just cover the whole thing. And I'm going to go get 1 3/4 cup of the hottest tap water, okay? All right. How's it going?
We're just going right along.
Really good, yeah. And it's amazing how it'll also. I know it looks like a lot, but it really it's a nice sauce, and the younger kids just love the whole idea. You can just pop it into those bowls.
Perfect.
Okay, so we're just going to pop the hot water over it. And the only thing different between this recipe that I'm making and the recipe that's in my new cookbook is that she uses less hot water, plus she mixes it in with the brown sugar she uses white sugar, Pauline Chisholm. Okay, Richard, I'm sending you off to the living room.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put this in the oven, and we're gonna have a chat.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in the oven. Then we'll make the ice cream, okay?
Perfect.
Set this timer for 40 minutes. How's your coffee?
The coffee is fantastic.
Is it hot enough?
Yes.
It's hot enough. Okay, we're good. I'm just gonna throw these things over on the side. And get down to business. All right. So I've been a fan. I just want you to know I've been a fan of Richard Wood ever since the first time I heard him. And just so impressed with this young man. He's still a young man to me. Hello, Stephanie. Hi, Sadie. And hi, Debbie Farrell. So let's move on over to the living room. First, I have to tell you a little story. We have fresh rolls and made this today too. Well, shouldn't say that. Made it basically last night. and it is Pup's Relish that's in the book. We made 2 batches, last night, and but I'm on my way to Fredericton. Right after this show, I'm on my way to Fredericton, and my grandson contacted me last night and said, "Grandma, what are you bringing?" He's in Fredericton at UNB. And he said, "What about old cakes or your crispy crunch squares?" And yesterday was my only day off, and I was like, "Oh my God, how can I go there?" So I had made some freezer jam, and he loves freezer jam. So I took that out of the freezer, and I have a bottle for him. And then I decided to make the rolls this morning. But last night I was feeling guilty, and I said, I better make him his favorite squares, which are the crispy crunch squares. So I have a whole container of them going to him. If you remember, do you remember these little morsels? Can you see up close? Peanut butter, Rice Krispies, corn syrup, sugar, and the top is melted chocolate chips and butterscotch chips. He loves them. So he's going to be a happy boy when Margie and I get there tonight. And of course, we have a book signing in Fredericton tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So he'll be a happy boy. Hi, Susan Wells. Oh my gosh. Time for you to come to Port Hood for a little visit. So Richard, I'm just going to put this here, and we're going to just have a little chat.
Sure.
And I'm going to push over. Can you still see yourself there?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
So Richard, I want to know more about your background in music and when you started, and were you interested, or were you pushed there by your parents? You know, that whole thing,
Right.
all of that.
Well, it's for me. I mean, I think a lot of performers, especially here in Cape Breton as well. I mean, I started as a step dancer.
Right.
And
How old were you? Like 5, 6?
I was 8.
8?
8
okay.
years old, yeah. And I took lessons in Prince Edward Island from not anymore, but Senator Hubbley, Elizabeth Hubbley.
Okay.
And with the Lady Slipper dancers.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, I did a number of. I came from a military family. Of course, my dad was in the army.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that.
So very, very proud that you know, later on I've gotten the opportunity and the chance to perform for our troops in Afghanistan and Bosnia.
Stop it!
Yeah,
Really? Oh my God,
2006,
that's a beautiful thing. When did you do that? In '96?
In 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but back to the beginning. The dancing was one of those things where I kind of did kind of the competition circuit for a while, and then I kind of got into more of stage performing. And
did you win any competitions?
I won a few. Yeah.
I bet you did. Can I tell you a story?
Okay, sure.
I can tell you a story, and then we'll get back to you.
Sure.
So, way back when, the kids were all little, and we went over to PEI for Old Home Week.
Yes, yeah.
And there was lots of activities. And my brother was coming up from Michigan with his wife and kids. And we were all there at Old Home Week, and it was just a big thing. And the horse racing and the harness racing is such a big thing.
Yes.
And back here at home, we had a cat. And we got our neighbor, their son. That was his job. He had to go and feed the cat for us because we were going to be gone a week.
Okay.
So he had access to the house and all of that. So that's okay. Got over there, and my brother was reading everything that's going on. Oh, there's a step dancing competition. We'll have to enter the filly, he said, meaning me. And I said, no. I can't do that. I don't have my shoes. I'm not into competition.
Right, yeah.
I only had shorts and tops and joggers probably.
Yeah.
Sneakers. No, can't happen.
Not happening.
Behind my back, he finds out who's looking after the cat, makes that young man go into the house and root around and find dancing shoes and an outfit, which happened to be there with a plaid shawl on it. and I had to go into the competition.
Oh my word!
And I nearly died, but I came first.
Beautiful, of
in
course,
my category.
of course.
I don't even remember what category it was, but it was funny.
Oh.
And then any winners had to be in competition or in the concert that night.
Right.
And Janelle and Cameron was the master of ceremonies that
my.
night. But anyway, during the competition, and you probably know this, every time I went up, every time a dancer went up, it seemed it was always the St. Anne's Reel.
Right.
And when I went up, it was Peter Chason.
Okay, yes, Peter. God.
And I went over to him, and everybody was just dancing reels, and I went over to him and I said, "Do you know?" Me asking Peter. Now I know the difference. I didn't know him then.
Right.
Do you know how to play a Strasbourg?
Right.
Do I? Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Love to, yeah.
And that was my introduction to my first ever competition in anywhere, and it was great fun. So yes, can you imagine all the competitions that this man must have won back then?
Well, and it was. I mean, it was just kind of that part of that thing, and it was for me. I found it was a good way to kind of, you building confidence, of course, and how to project yourself on the stage.
Yes.
So there was a number of beautiful things that kind of came from that. They still take place too. They're not as much as it was back then, but they still kind of happen in different parts of the island. And anywho, from that into more stage performing. And one day, my mom and dad, they just asked me. They said, "Would you like to maybe learn this music that you're dancing to all the time?"
Yeah.
Right. So. For me,
wow.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of a natural progression, and what was really cool about that is, of course, through syncopation and rhythm and timing, it was kind of already locked in.
Yes.
And knowing melody of the tunes, that the transition made it very kind of easy for me to kind of take that next step.
And the dancing is such a percussive or drumming to go along with the tunes. Right.
So it went from that, and I mean, I took lessons from an amazing lady in Prince Edward Island for a year, Catherine Dow-Schmidt, who she was just awarded the Order of Prince Edward Island for all her work with teaching fiddle students through many decades now, all across the island, and then that kind of started to take off as as a fiddle player, and then it was kind of the next thing was kind of we had the upright piano in the house, and so I kind of was using it to kind of tune my fiddle, and then from that I gradually started to learn chords and structure, and then that kind of went into that mode, right, where I could back up fiddle. So it was kind of a natural progression, and which was really, really cool to kind of start my career, and just seeing how that how those steps went, and I was very, very blessed to be able to and Mom and Dad were God love them, they were so instrumental in such dedication, taking me all over the place to perform. And
were you did you have siblings?
I have an older brother, Paul. Yeah,
okay.
And Paul was more into karate and
those.
Yeah, but he loves drumming, and he does the full kit drumming, and into more of the rock music. But for me, I mean, it was and he loves the Celtic music. He comes to a lot of comes to the shows and that as well. Mom and Dad were so keen on taking me everywhere and performing at benefit concerts and performing at so many community events, and then gradually that kind of went from there into more maritime, and then more to Canadian things, and then it just it kind of each step kind of evolved, and it's I remember Mom and Dad, of course, taking me over, and my God, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it today on the drive here, and would have been I was pretty young into playing the fiddle. I would have been maybe 14. And I remember going to Chestico Days.
Oh my gosh!
And I remember performing there.
Chestico Days it's a festival. It still happens every year. But my.
And I remember, and I think he's probably watching, of course, the legend from here, dear friend, incredible Mr. Ashley McIsaac.
Yes.
And Ashley said, Richard, I want you to meet somebody. And it was the first time I got to meet John Campbell.
Yes,
many years ago.
yes.
So, of course, we managed to, play a few tunes together and got to know, from performing down in Watertown in Boston for the dances. And
because you and Ashley would be similar in age,
that's
not
right,
too far apart.
Yeah, but that was like one of the first times being here, and then of course coming back for Chesterfield days many times through the years, and so that was kind of like how the whole music for me kind of got started, and evolved from there.
How old were you when you first decided I'm going to record an album?
The very first album, I was 13. And,
wow!
And it was a big decision.
Yeah.
It was a big. I remember, practicing all the material, and we had finally come up with the arrangements, and I had Skip and Kimberly Holmes were there to record.
Up home tonight.
Yeah. And by God, though, it was. And Mom and Dad said, "Are you sure you're ready and you want to go into that whole thing of recording?"
Was it cassette then?
Cassette,
It was, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, cassettes, and then the first 4 albums or first 5 were all made on cassette and then onto CD. But just cassette in the early days.
Oh
and,
yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
They were good.
And then some of the early albums too, we've had them remastered, and put onto CD, especially that very first album, and the second album,
Amazing, amazing. But, so how many albums do you have? Was it like? I have, what is it? It's 11 now, I think. Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
And a double live album that just came out last year, a live CD that we recorded in a beautiful St. Paul's church in Charlottetown.
Oh, yes.
So we recorded that live, and then the second album of that double live disc was recorded in a beautiful hall where I do a summer concert series in Stanley Bridge.
Okay.
In beautiful Cavendish, and just a really, really nice acoustics in both venues, and just really, really, really nice to have that.
So, what do you have? You have a website, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And is it richardwood.com? Or?
No, it's rwood.ca.
rwood.ca. If anybody wants to look at where is he going next,
the website, and it'll show you all the things on there.
Yeah,
all the
background.
It's
like a little bio in there and stuff.
Bio in the store,
and people can purchase your music there. Are you a fan of this whole downloading online music?
No, I mean, it's kind of, we're at the point now where it's very hard to harness any of that or control any of that. It's kind of gotten, when you go back to, I think it was Napster and all those kind of things. But once the streaming and the download kind of got out of control, so to speak, it is what it is. I mean, of course, when I do shows, we still have the albums there.
Yes, for people to purchase.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite. To physically have a copy.
Right. It's kind of like a good book, right? Because you like to read the liner notes and you like to hold it and
find out all the info, and that's the best way.
Of course, today, there is, I mean, through streaming and through the different platforms, I mean, you, as an artist, you make some money or some, but
a few pennies.
Not compared to what you would make,
it's I don't know. I'm not a fan.
I just saw a thing on YouTube about the amazing artist Prince, and Prince talking about exactly what we're talking about, and how he not a big fan, no, and this is going back a few years too. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
But I mean, as far as making music goes, you still create and you still do what you do, and it is. I still plan on, having some CDs available, and I will always have them available if I can.
Yes.
But then now there's USB. All the cars have the USBs, so now you're kind of got, it's.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a number of different ways that things are evolving.
And do you sell that USB?
We do.
That's
a
beautiful thing. It's at the shows. So where can people see you next? Where's your next performance? Is it local or is it in Canada?
The next performance will be, there's a couple of corporate events that I'm doing, but we're heading to Edmonton, actually.
Okay.
And there's a big show that's happening out there with Calvin Volrath, who was an amazing, legendary
Yes.
Fiddle player and dear friend. And Calvin has been in the business 50 years, and he's having a big celebration concert with a number of artists. And then we're also doing a collaboration. During the pandemic, he did 25 different fiddle players from across Canada and North America, I should say. And we all co-wrote a tune together.
Oh my.
So Troy McGilvery, of course,
yes.
Troy's a part of that as well, and Shane Cook, and
Oh my gosh.
and Bruce Molsky from New York, and the list goes on and on. So we're all going out and doing this big show at the convention center next week, and in Edmonton, and of course we will. Calvin will premiere the album, and all the collaborators will all do the piece that
Yes.
we wrote together.
Amazing.
And it's quite an amazing.
I wonder if they'd
thing,
ever
and
take that on the road.
you never know. The logistics of trying to get everybody's
Can you
schedule.
just imagine? Yeah.
You know, I know that this has been probably 4 years or whatever in the making.
In the making, yeah.
So to try and get the collaborators and get everybody's schedule and get everybody to Edmonton and then to do this show, and it's kind of one of those things that it'll. I don't know when this would ever happen again. Right?
Yeah, right.
But,
that would be difficult, I'm
but
sure.
there'll be workshops, and it's kind of a convention too, right?
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of fans of mine that are going to be coming there to see that, and then we'll be back home. There's a show on November the 8th that we're doing in Prince Edward Island, and that will be the next time for people to see. And it's a really, really cool thing that we're going to do. It's a celebration of island fiddle and dance.
Oh, nice.
Right. So
right.
what we've done is, because as you know, I mean, naturally, dancing is such a huge part of the culture, and it's such a big part of the music, right? And
they go together.
And especially in PEI, like I've noticed that, it's really, really important. Yes, the fiddle music is happening and it's alive and well, but really keeping the traditional dance, whether
Yes,
it's
with
down
that.
the Acadian region,
Yes.
up east,
yes.
up west, in the middle of Prince Edward Island, through, but traditional step dance and keeping that alive and well. And so what we're doing is we're having a big celebration in New London, which is in kind of the middle of PEI, and it's a show all of celebrating my music, and I'll be playing a number of old traditional tunes that the dancers would dance to, Lord MacDonald's Reel, and Sheehan's Reel, and St. Anne's, plus a lot of new stuff and old stuff as well, and we're inviting a whole number of different dancers from Prince Edward Island to perform on that show. In gradually, what we want to do is make this an annual thing, right? And then next year we'd have a whole group of different dancers coming on to perform, and just really building on that and keeping, and dance troops, not just individuals.
Okay, yeah.
So there would be some group dances.
Nice choreographed groups.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you find, like in PEI, is there a lot of up and coming? The children are involved, and they're moving up as they age, and they're still involved and loving the traditional music of your island, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of young people that are taking interest, and of course they're seeing groups like Vishten, and they're seeing groups like the East Pointers.
The East Pointers, I love them.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be on Tim's
TikTok?
the Tune podcast, the Tune Room.
Oh yes,
where you
okay.
go on, and that's actually going to be coming up in November.
Something to watch for.
Yeah,
Yes.
but so you get the whole kind of pop element that's added into the Celtic
and
music.
it works.
And the people are,
it's fine.
And you've got like myself that's, with the kind of the hardcore traditional stuff doing what I do, and, so many others that the younger generation are looking at and coming up the line.
Yeah.
It's just it's wonderful to see.
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
Keeps them interested, and they don't forget the old stuff, and
Yeah.
they mix it in with the new stuff, and it's great. It's a great thing.
Yeah, it totally is.
So, Richard,
Yeah.
you know what they want. They want to hear you play something.
Oh, okay.
Great,
well,
right now.
Well, we can try another little tune, yeah. Maybe a little Winston Scotty.
Yes.
Winston was a big influence on me in my
Yes.
music growing up. And funny thing, my mom and dad, they wanted to have Winston play at their wedding
Right.
in Halifax back in the day, in the 60s. And for whatever reason, he wasn't able to make it, or there was a conflict of bookings. And anyhow, it didn't happen, but I remember as a young fella when, of course, step dancing and fiddling, Dad had a lot of Winston's records on all the time. So of course, that was a big, big influence.
Oh, most
between-
definitely,
Yeah,
he would be.
yeah.
That's a couple of highlights for me, just in memories. When Jerry Holland died, and I was at his funeral, and it was over in Bredor area where his funeral was. You might have been there. I'm not sure.
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to make it, but yeah.
But when you're going through Bredor, you go in on the road on, I can't remember the name of the location there, but there's a church right in on the road at Bredor there, and that's where the funeral was, and the graveyard is right there. And I walked up the hill and I found Winston's headstone.
Okay.
And just, I don't know, there was something really, it was a real moment for me, just to the respect and all that he gave us over the years. And when I was teaching one time in Scotland, and we were over in Aberdeen at the North Atlantic Fiddle Festival, Buddy McMaster and I went, and we went to J. Scott Skinner's gravestone, his headstone. It was a moment for Buddy.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You can imagine that. Yeah. And then they took us, a few of us, to Neil Gow's cottage. It was kind of like a little museum. We didn't go in, but we were just on the outside. But on the outside it said Neil Gow. It's so nice that you mentioned Winston, but as we respectfully remember all those that led the way to where you are
Buddy
today.
And Jerry and
all of those
Carl
wonderful
McKenzie,
people, that paved the way, and their legacy lives on. And here we are, and we're going to hear some music from this wonderful man.
Well, yeah, we'll try. I'll try a couple. Well, maybe we'll do a few Winston tunes. Yeah,
Yay,
music that
perfect.
he played. Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you'll find your way here, and I'm going to go check and get the ingredients for the ice cream.
Okay.
And after the tunes, we'll go and we'll make the ice cream, and pretty soon it's going to be ready, and we can sit down. I'll have to make tea for myself because you're a coffee man, but the coffee pot is on.
There
All
you
right?
go. Absolutely.
Hello, Noreen Nunn. I know, Noreen. Missed the COVID days when we were out on here every Sunday and baking and chatting and talking. It was a great time, a lovely time for me. Hello, Janet McPhail, Mumbercat. She, lovely lady, and was here for tea not that long ago.
Okay.
Okay, Richard. I'll let you have at it, and I'm going to gather a couple of things here.
Sure. All right. yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
That reminds me of Winston.
A couple of early tunes, yeah.
Yeah, and Estwood Davidson. Do you remember him?
I very well.
He would. You'd be quite often. You'd see the both of them together.
Yeah.
Right?
The last time actually that I had the chance and the pleasure and the honor of performing with Estwood would have been in about the mid '90s in Eskasoni at their Scottish concert.
Yes.
That they had, and he was there, and we were backstage, and we managed to get a little tune together. It was magical, just magical.
He was just so friendly and welcoming to all the young entertainers. Always. So come on over to the table, and we'll hear one more tune for him. We're going to make him sing for his dessert. So, we're going to be right here. So, yes, McDaniel, you're going to see me in Moncton between hockey rinks and grandsons. We're into that season, aren't we? Okay, so this ice cream, just going to show you the finished product first.
Oh, wow.
So this is the ice cream. Finished product. See if I can. Just delicious. Have a little taste.
Oh, my word.
Like really, three ingredients. So we'll have that. Easy. It's just all it is
Creamy.
is whipping cream, Eagle brand milk, or sweetened condensed milk, and vanilla. And it's so easy to make. You just have to make it ahead of time so that it has at least 4 hours in your freezer. So I took mine out. My freezer really freezes hard, and so I took it out now so that it'll be easier to scoop up. I'll make Richard get in there with his fiddle arm and do that for us.
Sure.
Hello, Krista Keogh. She is our publicist, this lady right here. And she is a darling. And she helps us a lot with my website and Facebook and all the other little things that you need to have.
Social things, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. All right. We're going to put this down now, and we're going to take you over to my KitchenAid here, if you can see that. And so, Richard, basically, you can use a hand beater as well, Richard. I'm just gonna put this. This is 2 cups of whipping cream, and sometimes there's people on here from the U.S. and this would be 35% fat in the whipping cream, and that's just what ice cream is. And a whole can of Eagle brand milk. This one is the low fat one. A lot of good that's gonna do me. And I've had this. I put this in the refrigerator since the morning. You know what? I just made a mistake. Do you know what? I'm supposed to beat the whipped cream first. So let's hopefully that won't bother it. We'll whip it up here. It just takes about 5 minutes or so. There we go.
Absolutely.
So, Richard, I was going to get back to something you said, that you were a part of a military family.
Yeah.
Is that where your family finally settled in PEI? Were they from PEI?
My dad was my dad was from Prince Edward Island.
Okay.
And he grew up in Surrey.
Okay.
Funny you mentioned Peter Chasen, the Chasen
Yes.
family, because he in those circles up in Surrey. And Mom was from Halifax, but my grandfather on my mom's side, he was a Lutz from Fortune.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and kind of an interesting story in terms of connection through to Cape Breton. My mom's mom, she was a Martel from Lordways.
Oh my heavens!
So
you really have a connection.
So there's a connection
the
there.
island,
Yeah, so a connection there. So really kind of interesting the difference between Prince Edward Island, of course, and here. And,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But you ended up right where you belong.
Right where where you're supposed to be. That's right. Yeah.
Now, where did you meet the lovely Faye?
The beautiful Faye, my beautiful wife. We met actually in Prince Edward Island.
Right.
And there's a beautiful place down on the waterfront in Charlottetown, and it's Pete's Quay.
Oh yes,
and of course restaurants and we happened to meet there one night. She was working actually during the Canada Day celebrations with Jonathan Torrance.
Oh yeah.
And they were doing all the prep work and getting things ready for Canada Day, and Jonathan Torrance was going to be introducing me, and I was doing the show on Parliament Hill.
Yes.
In Ottawa, and anyway, she was kind of working with Jonathan and a number of people in the CBC world, and anyway, just happened to be there that night, and this beautiful white dress on. I can remember it like it was yesterday in 1999.
Really?
And so I'm so very, very blessed, very lucky.
You
and
are.
She's watching too. I can
and
see that.
She's watching.
And Michael's watching, our beautiful boy.
Yes,
Michael.
and Michael.
Yeah.
What a nice young man he is.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm whipped that up. Actually, it didn't whip up that badly, considering I started putting this in. Basically, all you do then is add a cold can of Eco Brand milk. I've had it in the fridge since this morning, and I'll put that whole can in. And I know I have a vanilla bean somewhere in the cupboard, but I didn't grab it in time. So we're just going to put some vanilla in here, which is just fine. And I'll put maybe a couple of teaspoons. I think that's what they recommend. 1, 2. How about that? Okay.
Perfect.
And I just mix it until it comes together. And you just put it in a bowl and put a plastic wrap over it, and it is fine. I'm just going to turn it off for a second there and just mix up the sides there so that everything is well mixed.
And funny, we were talking about Prince Edward Island. You're talking about, of course, with Mom and Dad. That you're, of course, amazing that going to Fredericton, into Moncton, into Charlottetown.
And I am going to Charlottetown.
You're coming to PEI.
I'm coming to PEI.
Fantastic.
We're going to be, we're in Fredericton at Regent Mall at 10 on Fredericton on tomorrow morning, from 10 until 12, I believe it is. And then from 3:30 to 5:30, we're traveling to Moncton, again to the chapters there. And then overnighting in Charlottetown, and there the stores aren't open in the morning there, the mall isn't open, so we're there in the afternoon.
Right.
And right after, I think it's 1:30. I should have had those details ready, but it's like 1 or 1:30 that we're there at the mall there, and it's going to be a great experience.
Awesome.
And we've had a couple of PEI grandmothers in our book.
Yes.
And we'll see the two Glorias that we so enjoyed being with. And so there, folks, that's all there is to that.
Wow.
And I'm just going to pour that in here. My plan was to, I love making our own ice cream with, I have an ice cream maker that from time to time I'll use that. It was just something that I had from Pampered Chef because our daughter sold Pampered Chef for many years. And so I really enjoy making it in that. And it's a little more of a process than this, but this is just as tasty. It's just perfect. And I am going to just put some plastic wrap over that.
It looks fantastic already.
See, doesn't it look good?
Oh my God.
Already. Okay. And we'll just put that in our freezer. We're all set.
I wish the people at home could smell what it smells like in the kitchen here right now.
There. I'll go put that in the freezer.
In the oven.
And we'll just check on the oven here and see if we have time. What's left in the timer? Can you see?
Is that 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you think we could convince him to do another tune?
Sure.
And then do him another tune to take us away at the end? We'll do that.
Sure.
So I'll put this in the freezer if you
Okay.
don't mind, and you start playing, and I'll bring the camera over in a
Sure.
second.
No problem at all.
My hands are all sticky.
Okay. right. Woo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So come on over and have
Okay.
a seat.
Sure.
I just took it out of the oven, so I want to show it to you.
Yeah. Whoa.
It's like some hot lava going on here, and it's all saucy on the inside. Now, it's usually served hot, warm, hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really lovely dessert, and with the hot and then the cold with the ice cream, it's a nice mix.
It's a nice mix and texture.
So you know what? You never got a chance to finish your coffee.
Okay, well.
So why don't you just spill that out and pour yourself a new cup?
Okay.
It's still there.
Sure.
And dress it up the way you like it. I have poured my tea.
I see you got your tea, yes.
So I am going to get us ready to sit down and relax.
Okay.
There we go. I had my aprons all ready for us to wear, but he brought these lovely ones. Or your wife Faye is the
I know
the designer behind
Pretty
these.
cool.
Isn't they so cute? I just love it. I love it.
Pretty cool. Well, that's the thing too. You get like, you know, along with today's, you know, when it comes to social media and all kinds of different things, there's all kinds of really cool, neat things you can do for the website, other than just, you know, having CDs in terms of merchandise goes, you know,
Right.
whether it be whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, so we these aprons we knew we were going to be here with you, and what a better way to have a really cool, you know, kind of a neat apron idea to come up with.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So here it is, and maybe you can see the inside. You can see all the juice of that cocoa and brown sugar. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to get you to do the honors and scoop up a scoop for yourself.
Okay.
And I'll get my bowl ready.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Chocolate.
Oh, my word. Scoop.
There we go.
Okay.
That's perfect. Perfect. Now, did you get your coffee?
We did get the coffee, yes.
All right. So, we have to have a taste test. Mm-hmm. I hope you like chocolate.
Yes. Wow.
All right, here we go. So, a little bit of ice cream and a little bit of hot.
Right. You got to get the liquid under.
Oh, yeah, you have to get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot, so be careful. Don't burn your mouth.
Right. Oh, my. Wow.
There's a few calories there.
Oh, wow. And so crunchy, too. It's still chewy. The texture on top, along with the...
It's tasting lovely. Another bite. Another bite.
And it's so nice, too, with the ice cream, because, like you said, the you know... the cool and the hot together.
So, if say we're having this for dessert sometime, I'll usually mix it up. I'll sprinkle the stuff on the top, and when we're sitting down to supper, I'll put it in the oven because I don't know. I find any guests that you have or whatever, they're not ready to have dessert like right away after a big supper. Excuse me. So we put it in just before that, and then it's kind of just getting warm by the time they're going to have it a little after supper. It's a great little, and the kids just love it.
Oh,
so,
no doubt.
Yeah, so that's great stuff.
Holy.
Here,
wow.
let's toast
Sláinte, and of course to the incredible book, and also I just wanted to say for all everything that you've done, you know, through the years. We talked about dancing and the culture of Cape Breton, and it's you know, spectacular, and so I'm honored to be.
Oh my gosh! How sweet is that?
You know,
thank you very, very much.
Incredible what you've done.
I've had a wonderful life, and very proud of my heritage and what our people passed on down, and everybody is doing such a wonderful job of keeping it all going.
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
You know, that's the best part.
Yeah.
So, Richard, is there anything else that we don't know about you that we should know?
Well, I don't really. I mean, you know, it's been it's been amazing to the journey so far. You know,
so isn't it great that you can make your life, you know, your earnings. With something you love and so passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, it's
hard work. I'm sure it's hard work. There's a lot of time away from family, unless I think you guys are a family that want to be together and travel together, you know?
Well, I spent, you know, and it's beautiful. I mean, yes, having family together. I spent so many years, even in late teens and in my 20s, where I was away a lot, and yeah, you're by yourself, wherever you're going,
right,
and touring, and even all the years touring with the Chieftains.
Yes,
a lot of that was I would travel by myself, and I would land wherever, and the rest of the guys would head off back to Ireland or wherever, and then I'm traveling by myself, heading back home, or so that whole period there was a lot of time alone as well, and so it's I'm so very blessed that we get to travel
as a family and travel
and
together
and experience a lot of great things together. You know what I mean?
So where tell me in the world, where have you been?
Where have I been?
Where have you been?
Well,
but maybe it's easier to say where haven't you been?
Right.
But
I mean,
where have you been?
I've covered. I mean, a lot of all across North America for
of
sure.
course, yes.
And up into the territories, some amazing festivals in Yellowknife and in Whitehorse, and in Japan, I've gotten the opportunity to tour there on different occasions.
You?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And oh my God, where else? And we China, and of course then all of the UK and Ireland,
yes.
and the mainland into Germany, and done some amazing shows on the mainland Europe, and into Denmark, and Belgium, and France, and
amazing.
And of course, then when I talk about the military shows that we did, which are part of the CanCon, which is the Canadian contingency. So in 2004, and 2005, and 2006, I was part of that, representing Canada, and there was Michelle Wright, an amazing country singer,
yes,
dear friend, and Julian Austin,
yes, I haven't heard of him for a while.
Country, and a whole group of others. So, our thing was to go over there and as a morale boost, and a big show, big full lighting, full stage, the whole full Monty, and then in Bosnia, and then we were up in Alert, which is near the North Pole. Yeah, and seriously, and then twice in Afghanistan in 2005, and then the return trip in 2006.
Can you imagine, as an 8-year-old boy, that you could have imagined that this is where your music and dancing would take you?
No, it's one of those things you kind of. It's a little interesting now, because I'm kind of at a point now in my career where you can kind of sit back and you can kind of take a deep breath and you kind of look at some of those things and experiences, but it's really weird. It's a weird thing, because when you're in it and you're caught up in the whirlwind of it all,
right?
You appreciate it, but not really on the level that you have to really take it in, and observe,
and to reflect and think about what you've done,
those different
where your music has taken you, right?
Yeah, like you would never, like you said, and no, when you're that young, it's you're learning, and you're like a sponge, and you're absorbing all of this stuff, and it's coming at you fast, and you're here and you're performing there and everywhere, but you don't really get the time to really absorb it and take it in and reflect on it. I've certainly tried to do that and breathe a little more now and take that in. Enjoy,
especially with your family, the beautiful family.
Thank you.
I want to thank you certainly for all that you've done for Prince Edward Island as well, and having you as just such a wonderful, you are, all of the years that you have given to it, and this exponent of PEI have taken to all of those places, and people are left, they want to come. They want to come to PEI and visit. They want to come to Cape Breton, wherever these artists that we have here have brought to the world stage, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing, the accomplishments, and what you've done is just so wonderful to all of us. We're just so proud to say, I know Richard, and now I can say Richard's been in my home.
There you go.
I'm just so proud of that the fact that you made time to come here today.
I'm honored.
It's just it means a lot to me, and I get a little teary-eyed just thinking of it. It's just really special to me. So thank you very much. So I would love if after the show's over, we'll let you finish your
Yes.
dessert.
Oh my God, yes.
But if you could take us out with some dandy tunes, and while you're still playing, I'll say goodbye to the folks.
Sure.
And we'll end it there. But again, thank you so very much.
Well,
okay.
It's an honor and a pleasure, and it truly is.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to do it again, and of course, seeing you at the many different festivals and
Yeah,
concerts.
we'll see.
You know,
Yes.
coming up throughout the year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I was lucky to be on the stage for your performance at Celtic Colours. Was that just last year?
Last year, yes.
I do believe it was last year, and was that at the Civic Center in Port Hawkesbury? I do believe the opening show. And we were sitting at the table, and we had food and whatever, and we were enjoying the music. We were like the Kaylee, a little Kaylee.
It was.
And
that
Up
was
Home
beautiful.
Tonight. That was a special show as well.
A special show, and the talent, you know, that was
on stage
to be to be part of that, and yeah, it was an incredible, incredible evening. Yeah.
All right, let's hear
a couple of tunes.
Couple of tunes from
go out
you,
yes.
and I'll say so long to the audience, and thank you guys for very much. But
to our PEI viewers, yes, make sure you come and come into Indigo on Sunday.
On Sunday afternoon.
And,
I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right.
Now, what fiddle? Where? How did you decide on this fiddle?
On this fiddle, this is a French made, and Leon Bernadelle is the name of it. And it came from France and made its way to Boston, and made its way back to PEI, and there was a fiddle maker there who passed on. His name was Neil McCannell, and Neil McCannell managed to put it was kind of in piece, like the back was off of it, and he managed to get it back together. And when I was 12 years old, after just having a beginner fiddle, just a store-bought, brand, I went into Neil, and I found this fiddle, and I tried it, and it fit. It was just everything about it, and certainly a certain sound to it, and this is the one that I've had ever since.
All your life,
played all over the.
Do you ever take a second fiddle with you when you go in case?
I do. I did a show one time. I was in London, England, and I was playing and dancing at the same time, and there was water that was spilt on stage, and I actually slipped on it, and my fiddle went down. And I was up before anything knew what was happening, and I said, "It's all part of the show, folks." And I walked off. Little did I know, I had split the neck, and it was just hanging there.
Oh my gosh!
And so, anyway,
worst nightmare.
And a big lesson learned. That was, I was 19 or 18. Yeah. And then from that point on, I always making sure that there's an extra backup.
Because that happened to Natalie as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, she tells that story.
Yeah, and but as I'm sure the same with Nat and Natalie, and you have your one that you
favorite.
That you love,
that just fits you.
Yeah.
The sound that you need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just comfortable. Yeah, with the feel of it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So a little tune to, yeah. Maybe a little, let's see here. Let's try, we'll try a little jig or something. Here we go.
So that's it, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. I had a wonderful hour with this wonderful fiddler. And listen for the next, and watch and check his website out in case you can be close to the next time he's entertaining somewhere. Know that you matter to me, and I love you, and I want you to love one another. Bye-bye, everybody.